I represent Radio. It would not be right if we were to do a Carnival special show without stopping off at St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And what better artist can we ask to join us on the show right now than the man himself, Kevin Lyttle. How are you doing, man? It's good to see you.
Yeah, man. Good to see you too, man. I just had to come out of the sunny Florida because there's so much lawnmowers and stuff making noise outside.
It's all good, man.
You might not have been able to hear me. So I'm walking home right now. You can still see me good?
Yeah, man, we can still hear you good, we can still see you good. It's mad that we're doing all these things over Zoom at the moment, but we've got things going. We're making this a global Carnival special, and you've definitely been able to provide us with the good vibes today, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. I appreciate you having me on, man. Yo, we go back for a while now, man. It's been a while since we've known each other, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. This is not the first time we've linked up. We first had you and Cash back in the show. I think that was 2017 or 2018. No, 2018 we had you in the show and represent. But 2017 is when we first met at Notting Hill Carnival, which would have been this weekend.
Right. Yeah, man. Yeah. So we've been kicking it for a while.
Definitely, man. I think the last time you and I linked up was last year at the Strawberries and Cream Festival. And man, what a mad day that was. That was a wicked time to see you perform in that show. Thousands of people on the main stage as well. And what was crazy, man, I don't know if you even know about this, right? Steph London, she was the headliner of that festival. And I remember her security, it was like no one was within allowed like 3 meters of distance of Steph London. Like when she was coming off the show, she was like stardom style come off. Except if you're Kevin Lyttle, you were the only person that was able to get to speak to Steph London because she's obviously a fan, man. Like no one else could speak to Steph London that day except you.
Oh man, well yo, I didn't even know that. I came off the stage. Remember we had all that bacchanal going on between me and the other artist as well.
Yeah,
who was trying to stop me from performing and saying he wanted me to go on. Well, he wanted me to go on. Before him.
Yeah. And you're like,
it was this one bag of bacchanal. There was a lot of bacchanal in that backstage.
Yeah.
So security was tight. So I didn't even realize, but, I really wanted to meet her. And, the opportunity presented itself. So, hey, I took the opportunity. She's a really nice person, really nice artist as well. She did an excellent show. So, it was all in all a very eventful event backstage, but a very nice show if you were in the audience.
Absolutely, man. Like as soon as you stepped on stage, man, it was like everything that had happened backstage had been forgotten. It was a wicked party. Everything just got mad. Had the whole crowd singing along as well, man. And I think that was around about the time that I think Nikki was just about to drop around that time, or was coming very soon after, right?
Yeah. I think it was who came on? Miss Dynamite, I think.
Yes, she came on straight after you as well, man. I think just the way that whole show was structured was just so good. Like as a music fan myself, man, I was absolutely just jumping for joy when I saw the lineup for that party. So it was good that we got to link up as well, because once I got that booking to DJ that, and I saw your name, and I was like, me and Kevin Lyttle. Every year, me and Kevin Lyttle end up linking up in some way or fashion, whether that be on radio, whether that be at Notting Hill Carnival. We always make sure we make a link when you're in the UK.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, it's all cool vibes, man. Keeping the Caribbean culture and music and everything alive,
Absolutely, man. And that's what we're doing on today's show as well. I'm making sure that every artist that I can from each Caribbean island is repping their flag. And I think for you as well, with soca music, man, like for a lot of people, especially here in the UK, but also all around the world, you were probably the first instance of them hearing soca music. I remember, like, as a kid, when I first heard Terminon for the first time, that was my first, I'd say, exposure to soca music, and I know I'm not alone in that. So how has it been, how has it transcended your career from then on as well? Because obviously you had the album and everything that dropped on Warner's from that, but you're still working, man. You've still been on the road recently.
Well, yo, I'm very, I don't want to use the word lucky, but yo, I guess that's the best word you can use, because to have a song that is such a classic now that's still getting played in every single party and is still keeping current, it's still very current with everything that's happening. And you and I know that the music industry has changed and keeps changing. And every year it's a different song, but the song that I created with that music has kept current and has really benefited me. I've been able to keep growing as an artist internationally, and I've been able to extend myself and expand myself and diversify myself because of the power of my music. So, you know, I've formed my own record label. I'm doing real estate. You know, I'm right now. I'm working on a delivery app.
Wow.
I'm working on a payment app. I'm working on all kind of things right now.
The entrepreneur.
You know, so I've been able to expand myself into a lot of different avenues of business, and that's all because of the music that I created.
Absolutely, man. And we can see that the music that you created, even back in 2004, has stayed timeless. Like right now, if anyone searches on your Spotify page, you'll see that Warner's have done a re-release of I Like, which I think was a B-side, right? Back in 2004, am I correct?
Yeah. That was a while ago, man.
Yeah.
That was like 2003, 2004.
Yeah.
And 5, because I remember I was in Africa and I recorded that song. I think I recorded it after the album was done. And well, it was one of those songs that didn't make the album, I think, and we released it after. Yeah. And I was in Africa and hearing that song, and I was like, wow, my music is really traveling borders, because I didn't really promote the song, but people like the record. Yeah.
Well, it seems to have come back around again, because I just looked on your Spotify page today, and it seems that Warner's, who owned the album at the time, they've done like a re-release of classic songs, and that was one of the songs that came out. I think it was listed only in July this year, so about a month old, and I was like, I remember that one from a B-side back in 2004, and the fact is it just goes to show your music is that timeless that they're able to re-release the single in 2020 to get it out again, man.
Yeah. I think that song, I think, wasn't it me and Ryan Toby? You know, the kid from City High, Ryan Toby. I think he actually helped me write that song.
Yeah.
He's one of the writers on that song, I think. It's so long now, you know, because that album, the original album was done with Salam Remy as the executive producer.
Yeah.
And we had Trey Songz came in and worked with me on that album before he became the megastar he is today.
Yeah.
And we had Ryan Toby as well there. So there was quite a few cats helping me write and doing back vocals, doing that R&B song that I was now getting into more, you know. So, yeah, boy, that was an experience though, you know.
Absolutely, man. Well, it's still something that we listen to today, and that just goes to show that Kevin Little's music will always be a timeless classic album as well.
Yeah. I mean, thank you. And, you know, it's to the fans, you know. I mean, the music industry is not an easy one, and if you make good music though that lasts, you can last if you find the right ways to basically monetize your music and keep yourself out there, you know.
Absolutely, man. Well, it's definitely something you've proved to do very successfully. But taking it back to the origins of everything, man, we're representing every country in the Caribbean, as many as we can today on today's show. And we're talking about Carnival, because this would have also been Notting Hill Carnival weekend. It's now the bank holiday here in the UK, so people are trying to be uplifted. And you're a representative of your home country, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So I wanted to kind of talk to you about, like, what is your earliest memories of things like Carnival and St. Vincent?
Wow, you know, I always talk about the first time I went to Carnival and my mom put me on her back to look at Alston, Beckett, Cyrus performing on the Carnival floats, you know, like what we have in Notting Hill Carnival, we have in every Carnival, and all this on a truck singing. But I was so small and the crowd was so thick, and my mom put me on her shoulder to see Beckett on the truck singing and stuff, and that's my earliest memory, you know? Yeah.
God, man, that must be like quite the experience back then as well, like to kind of just absorb that culture as a child.
Yeah, and I mean, at the time, I really liked it. I liked the energy, the popularity, the vibes, the Carnival. But, you know, I didn't know it was just in me, because all my family on my mother's side, they're all into entertainment, dancers, actors, and promoters and all this kind of stuff. They're all involved in some aspect of the entertainment industry, whether it be their main job or their side hustle, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And on my father's side, my father wanted to be in music as well, and he used to sing and stuff, and still does. He had a karaoke machine. When I got to see him after I got older and came to America for the first time in my teens, he flew me into New York, and I found him with a karaoke machine singing and stuff at home. So I was like, so this is where all this comes from, you know, because both of my parents were into music.
Yeah, man. Well, it's definitely carried you far as well, especially because I'd say you've probably got one of the most iconic voices in soca music. Not just soca music, in music of all genres as well. As soon as someone hears your voice, you know it's Kevin Lyttle straight away. It's not like you're an artist that kind of can blend in with the masses of other artists in that genre. Everyone knows it's you with the more like falsetto tones that you have.
Yeah. And the thing is that it's good. It's extremely good, but it's also kind of bad sometimes because you get pigeonholed to that song. People always want you to sound like that song, that Turn Me On song, that Call Me, that Last Drop, that I Like. They want to keep that sound every time they hear me. And sometimes it's very difficult with the way that music is changing to always sound like yourself and actually make a hit record. But, it's another one of the challenges. And, it presents a challenge too, because not any producer could produce for me.
Yeah.
They have to be able to help me nail that song as well. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Well, let's talk about St. Vincent The Grenadines as well, as a representative of the country, man, because I know probably you definitely helped put a spotlight on the entire island itself when Terminon did blow up back in the day as well. I know for a lot of people that might be in their first instance of hearing an artist from St. Vincent. So for you, what would be like your first picks? I've been asking all the artists to pick 2 songs, if they can, to represent their country, man. And I was hoping you could pick one of the songs today for us to play here on the show. What would be your first song to represent St. Vincent?
Yo, that song from Fimba, man.
Yeah.
That Funky Business.
Huge tune, man. I remember hearing that on the truck last year. That was the hit right there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's the most current big hit out to the island, I mean, St. Vincent always creates unique songs in music, especially in soca, because soca is a big part of our music culture. And all of the small islands, the soca is our thing because, the dancehall and the reggae are primarily of Jamaica culture, and you don't get the same type of respect when you try to do dancehall and reggae in the other islands, because it's kind of like they will look at you and say you're trying to be Jamaican. And Jamaicans will tell you, stick to your thing, man. You're trying to sound like you're trying to come back with reggae or with dancehall, So it's a kind of area where we have our soca, they have the dancehall, and it's now beginning to merge. But that was the song that you had to come with to get there. You know what I mean?
So for you, Kevin, what would you say is the most unique thing about St. Vincent and the Grenadines compared to other Caribbean islands?
Wow, there's a lot of unique things. Not just about St. Vincent. But a lot of the unique things are very common as well. But I think some of the things that stand out is that St. Vincent has a lot of different type of tourist attraction. One of the biggest tourist attractions to St. Vincent is that we have the one of the biggest volcanoes in this part of the world, and it's dormant, that you can go there and hike and look at the 1 mile wide crater, stand on one side and look at the other side.
Wow.
It's a sight to see. And people are also very friendly. I think one of the most friendly people of the Caribbean is Vincentians.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Well, it's an island that I've been dying to visit to, man, because I still have so many islands I need to visit in the Caribbean, because I've got love for every single one, and that's what we're doing on today's show, man. But that is definitely one on the top of my list right there, and that I need to go and check out.
Yeah. We have a lot of history too, man. We have the oldest Catholic church in the Caribbean. Wow. Yeah. The Catholic church in St. Vincent is, I think, the first one that was built.
Wow, so that's going back hundreds and hundreds of years there.
Yeah, and the Botanical Gardens as well is one that's very historic. But don't quote me on the Catholic Church, because I could be mixing that up with the Botanical Gardens in terms of which is the oldest, right? Because I think it's the Botanical Gardens is the oldest known botanical gardens in the Caribbean, right? But we have a lot of history because the Catholic Church is also very, 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 very old. You can look at the building and see the age on it. It still has that old world look. Wow. Of the rocks and the concrete build and stuff like that. So, there's a lot to see. a lot of historic stuff. And, you know, we have the beautiful beaches and black sand beaches, of course, because our island is volcanic. But then we have the Grenadine Islands with the white sand beach and lots of places to party when there's Carnival as well. You know, Carnival in St. Vincent is a little Trini Carnival. It's crazy. You know, all the all-inclusives and, it's just incredible.
Party. I cannot wait to check that one out, man. So let's jump into your second pick then to represent St. Vincent and the Grenadines, man, because we're doing a Rep Your Flag show. We want to hear what you would pick as your second song to represent St. Vincent Carnival.
Yeah, what about a Kevin Lyttle song? How about we do...
of course. It's only right we do it.
The badang, you know the badang rhythm?
How are they whining?
Yeah, that record. I like how they whining.
Let's jump into that one.
You know what I mean? Yeah, let's bust down the badang, man.
What a wicked tune right there, and what a best way to represent St. Vincent and the Grenadines with Kevin Lyttle with How They Whine and straight off the badang rhythm. Check out the whole rhythm, it's a wicked rhythm, but that is definitely one of our favourite cuts in that one. Kevin Lyttle, thank you for picking the songs today on our Rep Your Flag Carnival show here on Represent Radio. What's coming next for you, man? Because I know that you're always busy. You've got a lot of different things happening.
Yeah, well, like I said, right now I'm working on a food delivery app in the Caribbean. I'm also looking to launch inside that particular platform a payment system as well for the Caribbean, similar to PayPal and these other payment providers. I'm leaning towards getting into technology because what I did in school was electronic engineering. And that's what I did in college and did all through school. So I'm very technically inclined. I like the sciences. I like just technology.
Yeah,
so this is kind of a natural direction for me in terms of other businesses to get into and diversify myself, you know?
Well, it's absolutely inspiring to hear that, man, because there's a lot of artists right now that are probably just wanting to focus on music for what they might see as forever, and they might not understand yet that they could easily use their platform to open up an entrepreneurship of different industries, and you're a living proof that you can kind of use your music platform to jump into anything that you're passionate about.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think the truth is that a lot of us as artists underestimate ourselves and the clout and respect that comes with being successful in music. You know, when you become successful in music, it's like winning the lottery in a sense, because it's very few artists in the world that get a hit song. You know, getting a hit song is not easy, and getting a long run in the music industry is not easy. We have to all realize how lucky or fortunate, I don't even like the word luck, how fortunate an individual is to be able to become successful at one time or the other in music. And, you know, a piece of music is a work of art that touches lives around the world. It comes from your soul, and it's something that lives on even after you're gone. So it's something that really brings a lot of respect with it. And we have to realize that respect is something that you can use to help advance yourself and do things for others as well.
Absolutely, man. That's a truly inspiring message if we can leave that with today's show. I want to say a massive thank you for joining us here on the Gully B Represent show, especially representing St. Vincent the Grenadines for the Carnival special, man. Kevin Lyttle, I cannot wait to catch up with you. At least, hopefully, not too long with this whole lockdown situation. Hopefully, we get to see each other in person yet again like we do every year. It's been an absolute blessing to have you on the show today.
Yeah, man, same here. As usual, love Gully B. Thank you for having me. Represent Radio. Big up. You don't know. Let me hold you. Go caress my body. You got me going. Yo, you don't know. London. Love.
Big up yourself, man. Thank you so much.